Hello, America, and to our friends around the world, greetings and welcome back. This one was shared by the account on X under Bluebird 2023. Is that? Yeah, Bluebird 2023. That's BLUEBLUR 2023. Anyway, he posted this up from a couple days ago, as you can see on the date. Former Catawba County substitute teacher facing statutory inappropriate adult relation charges. Katelyn Dawn Schronce, 33, was fired after the arrest, according to the school district. Um, I'm not certain where he got this pulled from, but he put this up as an image, and I've acquired additional information. It's not very in depth. We'll go over that here in a moment. So, right off the bat, we know that she's a substitute teacher and that she's been arrested and charged for, U15. That means under 15. She's been working as a substitute, 6 months? She couldn't even go 6 months without. This is insanity. And for any of you who are the pervs that, as Sandman jokes, I can fix her. No, you can't fix this. This is a physiological. Yeah, you've always heard the thing of donating their brain to science. These women should, if they were ever really held accountable, because all right, yes, she's booked right here. Here's her booking from the recentlybooked.com website. There's her mug, and you could, you know, she's moderately attractive, and I could see where a lot of men would be, oh yeah. But knowing this about her, she's radioactive. So statutory of a child, U15, bond amount 250K. Yeah, all right. The, a Conover woman who's former substitute teacher, a Conover woman who's a former substitute teacher with all three school districts in Cawtawba County was arrested on Wednesday and charged with statutory bad stuff of a child under 15. Caitlin Dawn Schronce, 33, was arrested by the sheriff. Catawba County Schools say Schronce worked as a substitute teacher for the district since October 2024. So yeah, she couldn't even go 6 months. The district said Schronce was immediately released. Oh my gosh, people need to edit these things. The district said Schronce was immediately released her position when informed of her arrest. Or maybe it's me, I don't know. The district issued a statement saying, there is no indication at this time that the charges are connected to her employment in our district. Yeah, that's called CYA, and that stands for covering your anterior. Yeah, they don't want to confess to anything because they don't want a lawsuit. Again, as I've emphasized when putting these things together for you, if you, if your family member, if a family member or a friend is a, is at this school, or a friend's family member is in this district, start asking questions if they've ever interacted with this predatory woman, and then proceed with the what you need to do to escalate the charges. Because most likely, she's just going to go in there like this woman, and be smiling because she just caught a deal for probation for the same crime. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to be standing tall, smiling ear to ear as I'm facing 10 years. You know dang well she just made a deal with the woman judge and the woman prosecutor to be given probation, and this woman is going to be given the same opportunity to be able to get just a slap on the wrist. Oh, 3 years suspended sentence, and you get probation, and you have to do counseling and have a GPS monitor and not interact with children. And they're not going to do anything when she violates it. It's nonsense. Who is the bigger criminal? I don't know who's going to be hearing this case or prosecuting this case, but who's the bigger criminal? That the criminal in the black robe that enables them to repeat, or the one who caused it to begin with? Those criminals that sit up on the bench, and bench is Latin for bank, so you know dang well also what the real motivating factor is. Well, we can't get any money out of somebody if they're in the jail. We only get federal matching funds, and we don't get federal matching funds for locking up women. All right, so the district, as I said, they did a CYA. That stands for covering your anterior, or covering your assets. The safety and well-being of our students is our highest priority, and we will continue to cooperate fully with law enforcement as their investigation continues. The only thing they did better on this one is that they did this within 6 months rather than that geeky little troll, that was arrested after a year and a half. This woman, you guys remember her? Kara Hernandez, roughly the same age, for another U18 crime, or it's more like U15. Anyway, this is insanity, but they keep doing this, and they keep letting them back out. So who's the bigger criminal? The one doing it, or the judges and prosecutors colluding, actually committing RICO violations to let them back out? All right. So Newton-Conover City Schools said the charge against Schronce does not appear to be related to her work at the district. I disagree. Where did she meet her victim? Does she know him in some other venue? She worked at 3 different schools. That's a pretty large, potentially overlapping, territory to be, trolling for victims. Hickory City Schools said Schronce was a former exceptional children teacher for the district from 28. So she's been doing this potentially, looking for her prey since 2018. That is well over, we're looking at 7 years. District said the criminal charges were unrelated to her work with data. It's all CYA. They don't want to get sued. They need to be sued. And it concludes with her bond amount again. Anyway, if you're in North Carolina and you're in this region, if you have students or family members that have students or friends that have students in any of these schools, you need to set them aside and start interviewing them if they've had any interactions with this predator, and you need to call the school out on their complicity. 7 years is a long time to cover things up.